here in Springfield, but off to the east and the eastern part of the Ozarks have been getting some decent rainfall over there, but it seems now that it has moved its way out of the area, and cold front is really moving that rain out of the Ozarks. You can see the effects of it. 61 degrees right now in Springfield. Most people are in the lower 60s, and check out our winds. They've been southerly really for the past week or so. Now they're right out of the north and a little bit breezy too. 10 miles per hour for Springfield, 9 miles per hour in Fort Leonard Wood. So a little bit uncomfortable outside. It's breezy, it's cool. It's gonna be another cool day for our day tomorrow. Might see a few sprinkles as you wake up, but temperatures are gonna be in the lower 60s, upper 60s by noon. We may break 70. Some folks may break 70, but very slight chance of that happening. When's the rain gonna come back, you ask? We'll have all details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Color 10 News at 10 starts now.
You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
2 men were rescued after being swept into the Finley River this afternoon. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Grant Sloan. Lindsay has the night off. Police say the men were in a canoe fishing on the Finley River near the Lindenler River access when their boat overturned. The current washed their canoe away, and the men held onto a log for more than an hour before they were pulled from the river. Luckily, there were no serious injuries. The 2-month-old child that went missing last night was found safe this morning. Jacob Dake and his parents Kyle Dake and Dorothy Stass were located this morning at a Springfield hotel. The child is safe and being treated at a hospital. Dake and Stass were arrested for interference with custody. Charges are pending. In storm coverage tonight, President Obama signed a disaster declaration for Texas late Friday after the state suffered severe flooding throughout the week. That means federal funds are available for affected individuals in certain counties, as well as some nonprofits for emergency work. Massive flooding and tornadoes have killed 27 people in Texas and Oklahoma in recent days. Rivers are still rising in some of the worst hit areas, but they're expected to peak over the weekend. So far, the Dallas area received 16.7 inches of rain in May. New in political coverage, Joseph Bo Biden III has died at the age of 46, according to a White House statement. He was an Iraq war veteran who served with as the Attorney General of Delaware and was son of Vice President Joe Biden. He had battled brain cancer. Former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley announces his presidential intentions in Baltimore. He used to be the mayor of the city. O'Malley's supporters heard a speech today that focused on the economy and income inequality. He will face off against Hillary Clinton in a bid for the Democratic Party nomination. O'Malley was the second governor to announce his support for Hillary Clinton in her last run for president. His announcement comes just a few weeks after riots broke out in Baltimore as a result of Freddie Gray's death. Organizers of Relay for Life in Springfield celebrated 25 years of raising money for the American Cancer Society today. Color 10's Nick Thompson spoke to survivors and organizers today about what's kept the event going strong in Springfield.
The American Cancer Society notes cancer death rates have declined by 20% in the last 20 years, but there's still plenty more work to do. The survivors I spoke to say cancer touches people from all walks of life, and these events bring people together and provide a sense of community. Stacy Schneider and Faye Swisher say they'll never forget the emotional toll cancer took on them when they were diagnosed. But they both survived and love to share their joy with others at Relay for Life.
I know it's every single year. What's great is you feel like it's a birthday, it's a celebration. I get to come out and celebrate with all my survivor friends.
Swisher says Relay for Life helped connect her to services offered by the American Cancer Society.
I didn't know that they did like the WIGs, and if you need transportation to and from your doctor's visits and all, they take care of all of that. I had no idea that they did all of that until I got involved with it.
Several times, Greene County's been ranked in the top 10 nationwide for having the highest fundraising amount relative to its population. Kim Edwards says there are few staffers. Most of the work is done by volunteers, and she hopes it continues.
I have 2 small children, and I hope that they never hear those words that they have cancer, and that when they're my age, cancer is not a death sentence, and we have treatment and prevention for all types of cancer.
Schneider says on top of fundraising, Relay for Life has an educational component.
So it's just joining the community and letting people know an awareness that you need to get, your mammogram. You need to have your well womaness exam every single month or every single year.
Schneider and Swisher both say their biggest advice to those touched by cancer is to get involved.
You find out that there are other people that are going through the same things that you're going through, where you thought, well, I'm the only one, this can only happen to me, and you're not alone.
So far, more than 700 participants have raised nearly $163,000 at today's Relay event. The event wraps up at midnight tonight at Parkview High School.
Thanks, Nick. More than 1,000 Special Olympians from across the state are in Springfield this weekend for the Summer Games. Today, athletes took part in track and field events at Missouri State and Drury universities. In addition to the sprints and deadlifts you see here, aquatics were also part of today's game. Each athlete had to qualify to take part in this weekend and are considered to be the best of the best in the state. And organizers say while winning is the ultimate goal for everyone, they still practice sportsmanship in everything they do.
A lot of our athletes will cheer each other on, even if they're in the same division competing against one another. They're very willing to, hope that their friend does better, because that'll push them to do even better when they get up and go.
The track and field events will continue tomorrow, kicking off at 7:30 in the morning. A reminder about changes before your commute to work tomorrow. MoDOT announced that Route 215 east of Pleasant Hope is scheduled to close tomorrow. The route will be closed until early August to allow crews to rehabilitate the Pomme de Terre Bridge. Drivers using 215 will be able to get to driveways and entrances on either side of the bridge, but will not be able to travel through the work zone. More news from around the Ozarks now, celebrating one of Springfield's signature dishes for a good cause. Today, people from across the Ozarks celebrated 50 years of cashew chicken at the Expo Center in Springfield. Cashew Craze, as it's called, is in its third year, and proceeds from the event go to local charities. And while the restaurants put their best cashew chicken recipes to the test, organizer Bob Blevins says there's a little something for everyone.
Basically, we have 16 restaurants here competing for People's Choice and Judges' Choice Awards in a variety of categories. It's not just about cashew chicken. You can get sweet and sour, general chicken, because I know that I have my favorites when I go to a Chinese restaurant. So there's a little bit of something for everybody here today.
I know where I'm going for lunch tomorrow. Blevins says in all, more than 10 local charities will benefit from today's event. Today, Route 66 Rescue held a meet and greet in Nixa in hopes of finding owners for a few lucky dogs. The event was held at Nixa Tractor Supply this afternoon. Meet and greets like the ones you see here are extremely important to the organization because it doesn't have a shelter. The dogs are kept in foster homes and then are brought to locations around Southwest Missouri in hopes of finding forever homes.
It's very important because our dogs aren't seen otherwise. Our dogs are all in foster homes, so there is not a place where you can just go and see them like in a shelter.
For more information about Route 66 Rescue, we'll be posting information online at ozarksfirst.com. Next on Color 10 News at 10, a memorial service was held today for blues legend B.B. King. His life and legacy was honored after the break.
Color 10 News at 10 continues in high definition.
He was born to poor sharecroppers in the Mississippi Delta and ended up becoming one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known, blue guitar players in history. B.B. King's funeral was held today in the Mississippi town where he spent his teenage years. Alex Coleman reports.
In Indianola, Mississippi, the world came here to remember the life of Riley B. King, the man better known as B.B. King. The day started off with rainy skies, but the skies seemed to clear for the king of the blues. In the heart of the Mississippi Delta, and on a day when the world honors a man from a sharecropper in the cotton fields to a global blues legend, it was only fitting that B.B. King's funeral was filled with music.
Sweet Lord, sweet chariot.
And special messages sent from celebrity friends like Stevie Wonder.
I love him, and will always. And he will forever be the king of the blues.
More than 500 people lined up to fill the sanctuary of Bell Grove Missionary Baptist Church in King's adopted hometown of Indianola.
Will you join me in welcoming home Indianola's and Mississippi's native son, Mr. B.B. King?
At the beginning of the service, family, friends, and fellow musicians filed past King's casket, covered with a large arrangement of red roses and an image of Lucille inside it. King was remembered as a man from humble beginnings who went on to inspire musicians and singers for more than 60 years.
As a fellow Mississippian, I'm so proud to stand in his shadow as I walk across the world. God bless B.B. King.
U.S. Congressman Benny Thompson read a letter from President Barack Obama.
B.B. may be gone, but that thrill will be with us forever. And there's going to be one killer blues session in heaven tonight. Barack Obama.
King's funeral is the reason musician Sylvan Zing traveled from Switzerland to be here.
To be here today in his house with all his family, his friends, it means everything to me.
And on a day that began with rain, B.B. King's drummer of 37 years, Tony T.C. Coleman, said the sky is clear to welcome the king of the blues.
Your heavens are going to open up today so his spirit can just touch everybody.
In Indianola, Mississippi, Alex Coleman, WREG-TV News Channel 3.
Well, we were a lot quieter in terms of our weather today. Yesterday, we had plenty of severe thunderstorms warning, even had a tornado warning for Greene County. Well, today was just a dreary and cloudy day. Temperatures have cooled down, but you're probably asking, when are we going to see the rain next? Well, I'll tell you just coming up in just a couple of minutes, my full forecast.